What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a little short, I guess, kind of like an FAQ video, just to answer some of your guys' questions, because I've been getting several comments actually within just the past few days that are actually some pretty good questions. In Ames, Iowa, and we just parked up at our hotel, and yeah, the truck parking's a little questionable, but this is where he said that I could park, so this is where we're going to be parked. A few different questions, and some of them regarding PFG, you know, as far as, you know, getting hired onto PFG, what the interview process is like, stuff like that. And I figured, you know, it'd be kind of good to you know, go over that with you guys in a video, just to answer those questions, and you know, get everybody kind of caught up to how it is. And if you're interested in going, then you know, it might answer some questions and help you all out. So here we go. First question is, and I've got this a couple times, how's the interview process? And you know, especially if you've never had a trucking job before, you know, you definitely might have that question, and I can definitely understand that. So basically what happens, at least through my operating center, they call you, they do a phone interview first. So they do a phone interview, you know, ask you the basic questions, you know, the driving questions. What would you do with a potential hazard? You know, how do you handle aggressive drivers? Stuff like that. And you know, obviously you want to answer those questions really honestly. You want to answer the question honestly, and how you're really going to handle that situation. And I mean, I know most people probably just, you know, give them what they want to hear, but just be honest. You know, just be honest. It's not really gonna hurt anything, unless you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna flip them off, I'm gonna, you know, crash into them, run them off the road, whatever it may be. Don't do that. But yeah, it's kind of a standard, you know, interview questions, stuff like that. Afterwards, you're going to be brought in for a road test and an in-person interview. So the road test, you're going to go to your you know, your DC, meet up with whoever's doing it, whatever supervisor is doing the road tests, and you're gonna hop into a truck. So usually you'll hop into the tractor. You want to do the pre-trip, so they'll have you do a pre-trip. Obviously, you don't have to do 100% DOT, you know, CDL school type of pre-trip. You know, just to, you know, you go get pre-trip, check your oil, check your, you know, power steering fluid, your coolant, your washer fluid, tires, lug nuts, you know, stuff like that, hoses, you know, just all your normal stuff. So you're gonna do that. You probably take it to hook it up to a trailer. They had me test in a 48-foot trailer, because that's what I'm usually pulling, is a 48-foot trailer. So you hook up to the trailer, you'll do pre-trip on the trailer, and then you will go out and actually just drive the truck around. And what he's wanting to see is that you've got control of the truck, especially if you're a new driver, you've not had any experience driving semis. He wants to see you've got control of the truck, you're maintaining your lane, you're following distance, you know, far enough that you're supposed to be. You know, you're taking your turns wide, you're getting into the right turn lane, stuff like that. Because this job, you're going around cities, you know, little towns, little cities, and you need good control over the truck. So there's the road test portion. After that, you come back, and if you're good on the road test, you get scheduled for another interview, an in-person interview, and you know, from there you just answer basic questions again, and they decide if they want to hire you or not. So after you do get hired, you're going to wait and go through the process. They've got an online process that you go through. So it took like a week for everything to get started, and I think really the total time for when I got hired was like probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks, kind of going through all that online stuff. They use a company called HireRight that does all their hiring, so it's kind of an outside, you know, third-party system, so it does take just a little bit longer. So they're going to get your you know, all your information. They're going to get you set up to have a DOT physical, because everywhere you go, every new job you get, you have to have a new DOT physical. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. So you get set up for that, and they submit all that stuff, and it's just kind of a waiting period. After that, they'll offer you a position, you know, offer you what the pay is, what the position is, you know, let you know what you're getting into, and you either accept it or don't. So if you do accept it, then you're going to start going into online training. So you have online trainings that you'll have to do before actually going into the warehouse to, you know, get started on the job. So you'll finish all that, get all that set up, and then go to orientation, which I've got a video videos on orientation, so feel free to go watch those. So orientation, you learn all the basics, all the, fill out all the paperwork stuff, all the typical, orientation stuff. And then from then you'll go to your DC, your warehouse, whatever you want to call it, start your computer-based training. Got quite a few of that to do. You'll be in the office usually for like a week doing that kind of training, and you get all of your uniform shirts, stuff like that, hats, whatever they provide you. Boots, mine provided boots for me, so some of them might not. Then you'll get assigned a trainer. And this was another question, was about the training program. So they say you'll have kind of a 12-week, up to 12-week training program, and that varies based off of you as a driver. When you're out there training, and if you are doing well and you're picking up on things well, and you understand the job and understand what they're trying to tell you, it'll go smooth. And more than likely, they'll decide to let you let you lose early. For me, it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they were in a kind of a need for drivers. So, they let me on a route by myself, and I did well with it, and they just kept it up that way, and here we are doing routes. And today's actually my 3-month little anniversary, I guess, being here at PFG. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of the process. And everybody's different with training. With me, I basically like to just kind of be told and learn the job. I learn the paperwork portion of it. That's always the hardest part. Everybody does it differently. That's the bad thing to me about training is you'll get one trainer, he does it one way. You'll get a next trainer, they do it another way. The next trainer does it the other way. So you're kind of like, how am I really supposed to do this? So you'll just need to develop your own style, kind of pick what you like out of those people, and kind of develop your own style. And you'll just have to be out on your own in order to really figure it out. And for me, I like to jump out there as quick as possible, because the quicker I get on my own, the quicker I can figure it out, the quicker I can start doing the job. And that's just how I am. Everybody's different. So the training is different, based off of different locations and different, people. So that being said, there's pretty much 2 different driving positions offered at PFG. You'll have one that's called the shuttle position. So what you're going to do is you'll probably leave at 11 o'clock, midnight, take a set of doubles, or take a 48-foot trailer loaded to another distribution center. Either drop that trailer or they'll unload it for you, then you bring back the empty, or you bring back more product. You're just basically shifting product from one location to the other, shifting it from the main warehouse to satellite locations, so that way those satellite locations can distribute them to different cities or whatever their territory is. So there's that, and that's done overnight. Then you've got the delivery driver. Let's all start early mornings. All routes will start early in the morning. There's routes that'll start at midnight if it's something that's what you want to do. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I think pretty much all of our routes have to be out by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning in order for them to get done and get back. And everything will be good. So delivery, that's what I do. You'll have you'll probably start out as a relief driver like I did, and just cover multiple different routes. And then from then on, if you're like me and you started right before route bids and you got lucky, you can bid on a route and you can get your own route quick if that's how that operating center is working. I got lucky. I'm going to be honest. I got lucky in being able to get my own set routes. And some people like the relief position because it's something different every week. To me, it was nice to have something different every week, but it was really, really tiring just because it is different every week. You're always on call. You have to have your phone on. You have to be able to take calls. They might call you. You might be off on Wednesday, and they'll call you at 3 in the morning. Hey, we've got this route that needs to be covered. Can you come in and do it? And you really kind of have to go do it. That's what you're getting paid to do. So yeah, there's that. But I prefer to have a set route. That way I've got a set time. I know exactly when I need to get up, when I'm going to get up, when I'm going to start the route, what I'm doing. And it's nice. Does it get old? Yeah, it's gonna probably get old driving the same 6 hours to and from every week. but it's at the same time, it's nice to have the same customers, to know where you're dropping stuff off, to know where to park, to know where your hotels are, stuff like that. So that makes it nice, and I enjoy that part of it. And next question that I remember, I'm trying to go off of memory, is orientation pay. Do you get paid for the orientation? Do you get paid for the training? And yes, honestly, PFG is really good, especially the Roma PFGs. I can't speak for the Reinhardts. I can't speak for every different OPCO. But as far as my experience, they pay you for everything. You have a set training pay. And I think it was every 2 weeks was like $1,800 or something. $1,600 or $1,800, I don't remember. But it's like $250 a day, or $200 or $250 a day. And that's during orientation, during training. The whole time you're with the trainer, you're getting paid. And then after your probation period, you get route pay. And so once you start out on your own, you're going to get route pay, which means you're going to get paid by mile, paid by case, paid by stop, really paid for everything. Paid to stay in the hotel. I get paid per diem every single time I have to stay in the hotel. So really, they cover and they pay for pretty much everything, which is great. So yes, they do pay for your orientation. They pay for all your training. They might even take you out to lunch. Mine did. So there's all sorts of different things, and like I said, and I'm going to keep saying, every warehouse, every place is different. So they all run kind of as their own operating center. It's performance food all around, but they kind of operate as their own deal. And the last question I kind of want to cover is, somebody asked, what made the St. Louis route difficult for me? And in the last video, I mentioned that the St. Louis and Kansas City routes were kind of hard. And really, 100% honestly, it's a couple of things. Number one, it's the amount of stops. So there was like 23 plus stops and over 1,100 cases. So, especially being new, that's going to be pretty hard, just because you're not used to it yet. And really, the second biggest factor that played into what made those routes kind of difficult is you're pulling a 48-foot trailer through these big cities. There's construction everywhere. So if you've been through St. Louis or Kansas City, there's construction going on all the time. So if you've got a store, and I'll give you guys a restaurant right here, and you're delivering to that restaurant, and you get there, say you leave your home DC at 3 in the morning. It's a 3-hour drive, so you get there at 6, all right, or 7 o'clock probably with traffic and stuff. And there's construction on this road right here. Well, I mean, you don't really have too much options. And this one really isn't a good example because it's got a giant parking lot. So let's go ahead and use a situation that I had. Cut this parking lot right here. So right there, get rid of that and just leave this. And there's construction everywhere. Well, I was there when people were there, and you literally have nowhere you could park your truck except for way back here. So you got to walk, potentially 120 cases of product around and into the building. And that just takes up a ton of time, and that was a lot of what happened in both Kansas City and St. Louis. Parking on different streets, parking around the corner, dealing with traffic, and that's definitely a time where doing it overnight would come in handy, or doing it extremely early in the morning would come in handy, is not dealing with traffic. But that's just my experience. Everybody's different. Like I'm going to keep saying, everybody's got different experiences. Everybody's going to be different. But I figured I would just kind of give you guys a little bit of insight and some answers to these questions. And I'm going to use this as like a Q&A thread. So comment down below if you guys have any questions about PFG or about kind of doing food service at all. And I'm going to try to answer them the best I can with the knowledge that I have from these past 3 months. Or if you guys have any tips and tricks that are already doing this job, feel free to let me know, because I'm always open to learning new things, always learning new tips, new tricks to help perform the job quicker, more efficiently, and a lot better. So I'm always open to that stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this helped you out. I know nothing interesting, nothing entertaining. We're just sitting in the truck talking, having a little chat, and answering a few of your guys' questions. So keep the questions coming, keep the comments coming. Feel free to go down below, hit that thumbs up button for me, really helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button for me for more food service, truck driving content coming up here in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all in the next video.